Well, it is a great honor. Thank you guys for allowing us to be on. Thank you for giving us the time with your eyes and your ears. It's our privilege and honor to bring on the next individual who did exactly what we've talked about, who duplicated in a very short time span, taught the Rising Star Factory, and did all the right things. His name is Ron Cool. He's out of Denver, Colorado. He hit silver in 7 days, went all the way to silver elite in 45 days, and still has a regular job, you guys. So this is something that he did on as a side gig. He is the poster child for side gigs. He is a very, very hard worker. He loves the concept of Liv, and he's here because he saw something in Liv that he hasn't seen for 20 years in the industry and came out of retirement to come build a business here with us. And he's gonna talk to you guys about meetups and being successful in that space. So Ron, are you here with us?
I am. Thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate the introduction there, guys. Guys, what an amazing day. Holy smokes. I mean, first we talked about mindset with Nick. Then we talked about our products with Jen and Rhonda, the 5+ truths with Blake. Jason did an amazing job with the coins. Followed up with Matt on the comp plan. Holy smokes, guys. And then every tool and duplication thing that Stacy and Adam just shared. Wow. Guys, I'm excited to be able to talk about Liv Meetups. So the how, where, and whens around meeting up and actually presenting the business. So a Liv Meetup, you can do it virtually, face-to-face, a home meeting or a group meeting. And I am not able to see my little, I'm also technically challenged. Guys, what is a Liv Meetup? So Liv Meetup, it's a place and time scheduled by you to show Liv to a person or a group of individuals virtually, face-to-face, at home or in a group setting. Now, go ahead and think about that for a second. How are you doing your meetups? Now, virtually, a team virtual meetup, you can do a Zoom, a Facebook Live, FaceTime. I was just introduced to a couple of my millennials use an app called House Party. It's fantastic. You can actually FaceTime across Apple or Android up to 5 people. And we did a presentation Thursday that way. It allows you to reach more people at one time, and it solves for geography. So someone could be in Wisconsin, someone could be in Las Vegas, someone could be up the street, someone could be on their lunch hour, and you're able to quickly have that virtual meetup and have that conversation with them. Then a face-to-face. This one's a little bit more involved. It's at a coffee house, a restaurant, in-home, it's anywhere. It could be in an ice cream parlor. It's one-on-one attention for you and that person. Or if you're being asked to do it with someone from your downline and you're that third-party person giving validation to them and Liv. It makes it personal to the person you want to meet, and it's a very conversational thing. Then the house meeting. Guys, these are exciting. You're able to share with multiple people at the same time. You can have a fun, simple event attached to it, our product. So we have a small pizza party, a barbecue, a meeting, a movie. Hey, you're going to come have some fun. We're going to talk about something that I found that is exciting. You can leverage expertise and credibility from your upline team member for a live presentation, or you can press play on a video. It's up to you, whatever you're most comfortable with or how it works for you and your team. Then you can listen to the group conversations. There's networking involved, and that leads to your follow-up. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. Guys, it's important for you to really think about how you're going to approach your virtuals, your meetups, your face-to-face, and your house meetings. It's about your mindset. So what's going to get you excited? I'm sure everyone has a bad day. You don't want to bring those into those meetups. Is it a favorite song that gets you pumped up? Is it something you're thinking about? This is where you have to remind yourself of your why and why you're doing this business. And then plan your calendar. Give yourself time to be successful. I do have a full-time job. I'm director of operations for a nationwide restaurant chain. And I do this around that. But you have to be very planful and organize your time correctly. to be successful in both things. Have everything you need. If you have your computer, your printouts, your apps, your photo books, whatever you're going to want to talk about, have that accessible. The last thing you want to do is start digging through your backpack trying to find something to share. And then you've heard about tip, your tools, you send your clip, direct message. You have to invite somebody in order to have a Liv Meetup, and then a present. Live, press play, plan accordingly, arrange to have an upline expert zoom in, even if it's not for the whole presentation. Maybe you just want someone to share their experience or their Live local or their Live global event. Have your listening ears ready. We'll talk about that in just a second, because that's the most important piece. You heard a lot about asking questions, and you heard a lot about other people's reasons why they're doing this business. Guys, there's a reason that person's in front of you. You got to figure out what that is by asking questions. Now, during the events, so if it's a Zoom or a Facebook Live, be present. Yes, you're in business for yourself, not by yourself. And your upline can help you do some of that heavy lifting, or one of the other leaders can help you do that. But be present, be prepared, and be involved. Now, if you're in a group setting or a Facebook thing and there's messaging going on, comment, be involved, be seen, but be aware. If somebody else comments something that is your guest, write that down. That's something you can use to follow up and ask questions on. Oh, I saw you commented on this. Let's talk about it. And then, guys, if you're able to get on Wi-Fi versus cell, that's always important. If you're on camera, make sure there's no lighting behind you that blacks you out, and make sure you're on mute if you're not talking, so it can be very clear who's having a conversation and there's no background noise. Now, can you click the next slide? It is not clicking. Thank you. Face-to-face. This one's important. You have to be early. Save a table. If you are going to a Starbucks, I just had a face-to-face meeting this last Friday at a Starbucks. It was very busy. It was very loud and happening. The energy was great. I love that. But I want to make sure my table is in a section where it's no windows, no distractions. You can still feel the vibe, but you're not overcome by all the information and there's all the white noise blocking you out. Be prepared. Have everything ready, guys. Computer, printouts, apps, photo books. We were able to share the San Diego Live photo book from our experience with one of the gentlemen that we were presenting to. It was an amazing thing. He thought that was great that we put that together, and that's part of our product. But most importantly, be ready to listen. What is their why? Why are they there in the first place? Understand, I think Adam just talked about that arrow. If they catch on to something, talk about that more, because that's what got them involved and wants to get them more involved in Live and moving forward. Then a house meeting. Plan the fun. That's the mini experience. That's the first time someone's going to understand what a Live local would be. Be prepared. Be the host throughout, not just the beginning. Keep your energy up. Keep everyone involved. Mingle. Listen to what people are talking about. You can use that for follow-up later, but be involved with everyone. Don't go talk to the people that you always talk about because you're comfortable doing that. You are the host, so be that. Now, the after tips. If it's a virtual, you have to follow up. Guys, if you're not following up, and I think you'll hear more about that later in Lindsay's portion, but if you're not following up, you may not have done the Live Up at all. Ask what they liked about the most. Ask, how did they feel about what they saw? What did they relate to the most? And ask, are you ready to take advantage of Live? Guys, that's sometimes the question you'll want to ask, but that's the question you have to ask. And then book another meeting. If they're not ready right then, Get it on the calendar. Put it in your calendar, put it in their calendar, figure out a follow-up date. Face-to-face, this is where you can just ask the question when you're done. Where do you see yourself fitting in to live? That's part of that conversation. Wouldn't it be great for our families to travel together? When I first started, I wanted to get 3 people that I wanted to hang out with and go travel and have fun with. If they aren't ready, you have to follow up. Put it in a calendar, treat it like a business, follow up, write it down. Now, if it's a house meeting and you're having some fun, you're going to follow up later. And all those notes that you took, hey, Jen really liked the conversation that we talked about going to the Kentucky Derby because she's into horses or whatever it may be. Or that person talked about wanting to have some time and he didn't want to trade his money for time anymore at his job. Maybe we can help him figure that out. But you have to be aware of what people are talking about. Then just ask about the fun part. What they like, what they enjoy the most. How did they feel about what they saw and what did they relate to the most? Now, guys, the Liv Meetup is very simply put, sharing the presentation and sampling the product. And that's all it is. You don't need to know everything. Your excitement outweighs your knowledge. Now, my question for you, what is your next step? What meetup or will you be doing next week? How will you change whatever you're doing in the future to plug in differently? What if you just started? Guys, what if you're the reason that you're able to show someone this because you saw it first and it changes their life? If they can spend more time with their family because of something you did, how will that make you feel? And then, guys, it's about being the product, and knowing how to portray the product. I'm really excited because I was in San Diego and I was able to learn this firsthand. And you heard Stacy and Adam and Tyler really talking about being the product and going socially and helping people see the brand.